Good morning and welcome to the At Home with Roby show. I'm Ashley Davis along with Patrick McIsaac and Trent Haston, President and CEO of the Roby family of companies. We're your hosts. Thanks for spending your Sunday morning with us. Whether you're in the car or on the couch, you're always at home with Roby. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, R-O-B-Y.com. Trent, Patrick, good morning to both of you. It's a great week. Great to be back in the studio. We have a great show coming up today. Our friends from Ferguson are here. Joyce Kinney's going to be here. And Trent, I know you have a long history of working with designers and specifically with Ferguson and what they do in bathrooms and kitchens for a lot of your remodels.
Yeah, thank you, Ash. We have Patrick's sitting in the studio with us all day today. Patrick is the president of Roby Electric.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
He's
guys.
been on the show a bunch of times. Great friend, great partner. And actually, Patrick came out of college, went to Ferguson and worked there for some years. And before he came to Roby Electric, he was a veteran, successful veteran at Ferguson, and he's done a great job. They trained you well.
They did. The management training program that I went through at Ferguson was unbelievable. So for better or for worse, all of my professional development really came from Ferguson. I was there 7 years out of school. Company had explosive growth, just a great organization run by some first-class people.
When Joyce gets in here, let's go with the better part of that, not the
better part.
I was going to clarify that it is better.
Okay, Joyce just canceled segment 2 and 3.
I've told the story about how you're only as good as your all-star team. Well, that is partially has been a creative story of mine over the years and my experiences. I got out of college in 2000, and we had always done business with Ferguson. Ferguson is a supplier of plumbing fixtures and lighting fixtures and now appliances over the years. They handle all that. It's kind of a one-stop shop with the finishes there. And great market share, very educated, the place to go when you need plumbing fixtures back 16, 17 years ago. But they came to us and started networking and trying to grow business together and became partners with us. I say that they're an extension, they're a right arm of us, they're our all-star team. And it made me realize that the relationship from general contractor to vendor does not need to be contentious, which I think a lot of GCs get lost in. It needs to be complementary, and if they look good and do a great job and they help us, we all win. And that's kind of they help me see the light, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I mean it's a relationship business, right, Trent? I mean we talk about that quite a bit. That we're all in this together. The good companies work alongside each other. To grow together. And Ferguson does a good job of that.
Well, my granddad, there was a guy, a local guy, Ferguson, a manager at the time, Mark Askew, who really flourished that relationship between Andrew Roby, Trent Haston, and Ferguson. But growing up, my granddad said, "Don't let people take you to lunch. Don't let people take you golfing. We don't want to owe anybody anything. We do our own thing." I think there's a lot of value in that. But at the same time, Mark Askew asked me if I wanted to go on a golf trip. I went to my dad and said, "Hey, man, can I do this?" He said, "Yeah, go have fun, man. Enjoy it." And I did, and it started opening up the barriers, breaking down the barriers, and we became partners. And so I agree with some of the old school principles that you don't want business to be done because you owe somebody something, but also you do want to build relationships and you want to be friends outside of business. And so it's a give and take and kind of changed, and we evolved. And I really even when I tell the story, a lot of our growth in the early 2000s was due to our partnerships with our vendors and subs and them helping us grow and talking good about us and us talking good about them.
No, I agree. And Mark is still with the company, and I'm sure Joyce could tell us exactly to what capacity, but he's up in Virginia at the headquarters, which is Newport News. And I remember when Mark came from California to start working at Ferguson, started working in Ferguson, Charlotte. He came from the California market, and he really put Charlotte into the appliance business. I mean, do you remember that back when they
we renovated the appliance showroom?
Yeah,
that was a job. I got a job from Ferguson. Thank you.
Showroom on Tremont,
and we help Ferguson. We do a lot of handyman stuff and change out a lot of displays over there. So it's a great partnership. What about all this rain?
I'm telling you.
Nonstop.
It has.
I posted on my Facebook page the coolest thing we take my boat. Y'all know I live on the river, and we take my boat up to a Riverview Raw Bar and Grill. It's on 74 right there on the river down in the valley. If you've never been, it used to be the old Riverview Fish Camp. I grew up Friday night, Captain Wendy, peg leg, shake your hand, scare you, pull out his knife and rub it on your face. But that was a Friday night tradition with my family, and for some years it shut down, and now our friends Mary and Jason have opened it back up, been open about 3-4 years. So we take the boat up there. And my daughters a couple months ago were talking about finding all these 4-leaf clovers down by the water. And it's a cove. I call it the lagoon. I posted on my Facebook page, the Lucky Lagoon. There's a picture. I'm gonna have Christian and them posted on the Roby Facebook page. So go check it out. But every clover is 4-leaf, and they're in the water.
Huh.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I call it the Lucky Lagoon, and my daughter Tatum thinks she's a mermaid. I think she is a mermaid. She has me convinced that she's a mermaid.
Did you watch that show, Mako Sharks or whatever?
No.
There's a show you got to have her watch.
But she's very mystical, and they asked me to tell them a story this week on the way to school, and my story was around the Lucky Lagoon and how the treasure is under the 4-leaf clovers.
Nice.
But go check it out. Patronize Riverview Raw Bar and Grill, and then go pick you some 4-leaf clovers. It's really
My son
cool.
the other day found a 5-leaf clover.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
So I don't know if he's a mermaid or not, but
I don't know.
he's something.
He might be a
Merman.
dragon.
He's something.
Merman.
Merman. Well,
Merman.
you know, I don't know. Down at Myrtle Beach, right at South Myrtle, there's a fish camp that they have live mermaids swimming around while you eat, and my daughter loves going there. They love charging me $29.99 for that buffet per person.
Is that all you can eat crab legs?
That's how they pay
$29?
for mermaids. That's
All
how
you
gotta
can
pay
eat
for the
miniature
mermaids.
crab legs.
All right, guys. Talked a lot about Ferguson, and when we come back, we will be joined by Joyce Kenny from Ferguson to talk more about everything they do here in the Charlotte market. You're listening to the At Home with Roby show. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's andrewroby.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back.